rapaziada do SBT Games, estamos aqui com o Ed Boon, um dos criadores do Mortal Kombat. Ed, it's so nice to be here with you. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you. I always love coming to Brazil.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard about it.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you. Well, what's your favorite character?
Scorpion.
And why is Scorpion?
It's always been Scorpion since the very beginning. For me, there's a lot of really good memories when we first got the spear happening and pulling him in. We knew there was something special about the game. I did a lot of the voices in the first game. I was the announcer, the finish him, and all those voices.
How's that?
It was like finish him, and
Awesome.
But I was also the get over here for Scorpion and everything. So there's a lot of like really good memories as far as making that first game. So it's always been Scorpion.
Well, I remember when I was with my father, my mother, and my brother and my sister in a carnival.
Yeah.
And suddenly we saw an arcade machine, and then we just looked and, what's that, man? Is that a movie that you can play?
Yeah.
So you were the first ones to digitize people as characters from the game. Okay, we know that, and it's astonishing. But the question is, why you were the first ones?
Technically, there was actually a couple other games that had done it before us. There was a game called Pit Fighter. I think Mortal Kombat was the first one that was really big, and it really hit hard.
A lot of Pit Fighter.
Yeah, but you know, the story that you tell, a lot of people that I meet have that same recollection. They remember where they were, you know, that when they first saw it, and they always described it, and it's something burned into their head that they're never going to forget, where they first saw the first Mortal Kombat game. It's really, it's great.
That was totally astonishing for us back then. And I want to know, how's the acting? What was your inspiration to act as the voice of Scorpion?
Oh,
Were you a voice actor already?
I had done a lot of voices for pinball machines. For about 10 years. I just became the person that everybody would come to do different voices. I did, there was a puppet, a game called Fun House, that had this puppet that would talk to you, and I did the voice for that. So it was just, at the time, we couldn't afford professional actors. You know, this is in the 90s again. There was no professional actors, so I was one of the few people who could do voices, so they just kept asking me. Yeah.
And what about the reach? We know Mortal Kombat started as a game, and now we are seeing movies and series and lots of stuff. Is there any way to reach some other level, other media? Do you see that it's still possible to be elsewhere?
I do think so. There's not a lot left that it hasn't been, because there has been a movie. There have been animated shows, there have been lunch boxes and all these, music they've done it for, so we're lucky in that respect, but I think that, you know, like there's never been a streaming show, you know, on HBO Max or something like that, so I think that there's still possibilities for other things for Mortal Kombat.
Okay, about Quan Chi, what was the inspiration and the voice acting and the powers he has?
Yeah, Quan Chi was featured in our story mode, but he wasn't a playable character, and we knew that players are going to say, I want to play as Quan Chi, but we didn't have any more slots, you know, available. So we said, okay, let's do it for DLC, and he's all based on sorcery, so he's punching through portals, and portals are coming behind. He's not like as much of a combat brawler or anything. He's just like sorcery and kind of magic. That's how he fights.
What about other villains? What can we expect? For example, Pinhead from Hellraiser, or the guy from Scream and the Knife.
Yeah, we've talked about all of them. We'd love to do them. A lot of times we have to get permission, right? Like somebody else owns a certain character, and sometimes we just can't come up, you know, can't make it happen or something like that. So as far as what we want to do, all of the ones you mentioned, we'd love to have in Mortal Kombat. But it's a little more complicated in terms of actually making it happen.
Mortal Kombat is a game from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And when you launched the first title, did you imagine that you would be here where you are and the mainstream thing that Mortal Kombat is right now?
No, not at all. When we first started the first game, I was in my 20s, right? So I've been working on Mortal Kombat for longer than I've not been working on Mortal Kombat in my whole life, because it's been 30-something years. So it's ingrained, but I would never have predicted. It was supposed to be a very short project. 4 people made the game, right? Now it's hundreds of people are playing the game. So we never would have guessed it'd be, movies, TV shows, merchandise, and things like that. Yeah, so never would have guessed it.
And what's the story behind Toasty?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. The guy who did all the music and the sounds of the first games, he used to say that to me. He said, you're toast. And then he would say, I predict Toasty. And then so we put him in the game like a joke, and now everybody remembers it. I can't believe something that was so silly is burned into people's memories right now. So.
And what was the inspiration for the first characters?
The first characters
process.
They were inspired by movies and that we grew up on. I think every single character, Liu Kang, you can see some Bruce Lee in there. Mm-hmm. Johnny Cage, you can see some Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah,
in there.
Totally.
Raiden was inspired by a character in Big Trouble in Little China. Kano with his eye patch, that was from Terminator, right? Like if you peel away his thing. So all of these are inspired by movies that we saw. So if you made a video game, I'm sure you'd inspired by everything that you grew up on, and that's exactly what happened with us.
Yeah. You made history in Brazil, and Brazilian really loves you, man.
Yeah.
The guys love you.
Yeah, it's the
we love you.
Feelings mutual. Yeah.
We love you guys. We love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this interview, and I would like you to look at the camera right now and say to SBT Games so they come over here, please.
Hi, my name is Ed Boone, and for SBT Games, I want to say, get over here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.